My Amazon FBA product has been on Amazon for a little over a month now, and I want to show you how it's doing and be completely honest, completely transparent, show you some behind the scenes things that nobody else will show you because, to be honest, my product is doing all right, but it's not doing as well as I would hope. And it's because I made some stupid mistakes, and I'm going to share those mistakes with you so you don't make them, as well as I'm going to show you what my product is. I'm going to show you all my different sales number, the revenue from the first month, a breakdown of all the different costs, like how much it exactly cost me to make my product, as well as revenue versus profit. And at the end, I'm going to share with you the biggest mistakes I made. And this is probably the most important part of the entire video. If you watch any part of this video, make sure you stick around till the end, because staying till the end could save you a lot of money and a lot of frustration. So make sure you stay till the end. And I'm going to share with you what my product is in just a minute, but it's been in the making forever. It's taken me a year to a year and a half to get this product manufactured and finally launched on Amazon. And the reason for that is I procrastinated. I had a lot of anxiety around launching this product. And the reason for that is because I share everything on this YouTube channel. I share all the behind the scenes things, all my numbers. I really wanted it to be perfect. And to add on top of that, I see so many people on YouTube that are sharing crazy numbers, and they're talking about how amazing they're doing on Amazon and how amazing their products are doing, but yet they never share what their product is. They never share what their real numbers are. They never share any of the things I'm going to share with you in this video. So this is meant to be a real, honest, and transparent look at what it's actually like to sell on Amazon, what it's actually like to launch a product, and a little bit more realistic of an approach. So make sure to smash that like button, because this is me being vulnerable and sharing some real behind the scenes things. But let's start off with what my product is. So it's this product here. I've been selling it for a little over a month and a half. It's called Performance Nut Butter Cacao. It's an on-the-go, keto-friendly snack. And in the first little over month that it's been on, I've already gotten 43 reviews. I will share later in this video how I got all those reviews. But now I want to share with you my actual sales numbers, my actual results for launching and selling this product on Amazon. And I did a video a few weeks ago that went viral, where I talked about the first 2 weeks of selling this product on Amazon. And in this video, I really want to focus on what happened after that initial 2-week period, because what happened after that initial 2-week period is going to surprise and shock you. I know it was really surprising when I saw what happened. But as a quick recap, on day one of launching this product, I launched it on May 19th. Day one, I did 90 units in sales for a total revenue of $1,800. Now, the reason my product did so well from day one of launching it is I had an email list, I had an Instagram, I had a product launch group, I created a little bit of a following. And when I launched the product, I emailed everybody, I messaged everybody on Facebook, and I let everybody know, go buy my product, it's finally live. The other reason my sales were so good from day one was because my product is normally going to be $27.99, but I discounted it down to $19.99. So people knew they only had a limited time if they wanted to save that money to go purchase this product. But of course, this number is revenue, and there's a lot of costs associated with creating a business and selling a product on Amazon. The first cost was $675 to produce the 90 units I sold on day one. And I'll go into more detail breaking down exactly how much it cost me to produce my products in just a minute. And I'll share some things that people don't usually talk about, including manufacturing fees, the cost of my ingredients, the cost of packaging, master cases, shipping, all those different things I included in this cost right here. Then on top of that cost, there's the Amazon FBA fees. Now this includes both the flat 15% fee just for selling on the Amazon FBA platform, as well as the Amazon FBA pick and pack fee. And that's the fee for you to send your product into the Amazon warehouse. And when you get a sale, Amazon picks it, packs it, and ships it out to your customer. And of course, on top of this fee, there's other fees just associated with running a business. And this was a little bit hard for me to calculate, but I estimated it at around $60. And on day one, my total profit was $458, which isn't bad for my first day of selling this brand new product on Amazon. Then on day two, I did 15 units for a total profit of $75. Day three was 8 units for a total profit of $40. On day four, I did 14 units for a total profit of $71. And you can see here already on day one, I launched with a big bang. And from there, my sales numbers just weren't really that amazing. And part of the reason why is because it takes time for your product to show up in the Amazon search results, to get really indexed into the Amazon algorithm. So you can see day one, 90 units, but then here, like day 6, nobody from my list was already buying because they already purchased. And at the same time, I wasn't really in the search results. But on day 7 and day 8, my sales spiked again. And the reason for this was the last day of my sale. On day 9, on May 27th, I was going to increase the price from $19.99 back up to $27.99. So I got a spike in sales in the days right before my discount was going to end. And then after my discount had ended, my sales did start dropping. And this next week really wasn't that great. But something really surprising and awesome happened after this initial week. I started to get indexed into the Amazon algorithm, and I'll talk about in depth the sales for my first real month of selling on Amazon FBA in just a minute. But first I want to break down my product costs and show you exactly how much it costs for me to produce a product to sell on the Amazon platform. And there's a lot of costs associated with manufacturing a product to sell on Amazon. There's the box, there's the pouch, there's the ingredients, there's the shipping, there's all these different things. And for me, I'm going to break it down right here for you. So first off, my minimum order quantity is 2,500 units, meaning 2,500 of these boxes I need to produce at a time. Otherwise, they don't even want to work with me. And so the first cost for me is the nuts, because it's a nut butter product. That includes the macadamia nuts, the coconut, the cashew, all the different ingredients that go into the actual product. And that's what I'm really selling, is the product, but there's a lot more costs associated with it. For instance, there's the pouch film. The film that makes each individual pouch costs a good amount of money. To make the 2,500 boxes worth of nut butter, I got to spend around $1,700 just to manufacture the film. Now, as I start doing larger production runs, that number is going to drop. Then on top of that, there's the cost of the boxes. And that is this outer box you see here. And that cost me around $500 for those. There's also what's called a master case. So those boxes go into what's called a master case, and 12 of my individual products go into one master case. Then I stack those boxes on a pallet and ship it into Amazon, which brings us to the next one, which is the shipping of the materials. So I got to ship all my materials to my manufacturer, and then I got to ship all my materials into Amazon, which was $600 or so for the shipping of the material, plus another $800 for shipping of finished goods, which the reason for this was I had my manufacturer ship it from their warehouse to my warehouse and then ship it again from my warehouse into Amazon. In the future, I'm just going to send it directly into Amazon, so that's going to save me some money there. But since this was my first time working with this manufacturer, I wanted to be careful. And that brings us to the manufacturing fees. It was $4,000 to get this product manufactured. So on top of the cost of the product itself, to actually grind the nut butter and put it into the pouches cost $4,000. Plus, there was just about $1,000 in other random fees. So to do the 2,500 units, it cost me over $18,000. And this is scary. This is something not a lot of people tell you about, is I spent that money not knowing whether or not this product was going to work. So I spent almost $20,000 just to make all the product, just to manufacture it. And then comes the moment of truth. So let me share with you my first month worth of sales. And in my first month of selling this product on Amazon, in total, my account did about $18,300. Now, let me break that down even further, because that's not profit. That's just revenue. To figure out the profit, we're going to have to take the revenue and subtract all the different costs here. And in that first month, I sold 655 units. And the cost to produce those units, so remember we did the cost breakdown over here, it costs about $7.50 roughly per unit. So we can multiply those together. It cost me about $5,000. To sell the products that I sold in this first month cost me about $5,000. Then there is the Amazon selling fee, and that is a flat 15% fee. If you want to sell on Amazon's platform, it's 15%. So that cost me about $2,700 right there. So you see, all these expenses start adding up. Then there's the Amazon FBA pick and pack fee, which again is the cost for you to send your product into the Amazon warehouse. And when you get an order, they'll pick it, pack it, and ship it out to the customer. It saves you a lot of money and it saves you a lot of time because you don't have to deal with fulfillment. It's totally worth it, but that's another $2,000. Then there's just other random Amazon fees, including the monthly $39.99 selling fee and a bunch of other just random fees. And as I mentioned, there's other fees just associated with running a business. For me, it's the LLC fees. It's hiring virtual assistants to help me run my Amazon business. And the last thing that not a lot of people share is PPC. And I spent way too much money on PPC in this last month here. I spent about $2,500. Honestly, I made some mistakes. Part of the reason my PPC was so high is I haven't really been paying that much attention to it. That number should really be closer to $1,500, if not $1,000. So in that first month, profit, I did about $5,000. And I want to note something. This really could have been minus $1,500. I was wasting a lot of money on just random campaigns. So that's one of my tips, is make sure you watch your PPC like a hawk. And I was able to make that around $5,000 in profit in this last month, pretty much completely passively. I spent almost no time on my Amazon business, which I'm extremely grateful for. But to be honest with you, these numbers aren't that impressive. I actually was doing a lot more in sales before, and this is my total sales, and this only goes back 2 years. I've been selling on this account for about 2.5 years, and the total sales in the lifetime of this account are closer to $1 million. But probably around this time or so, back in July of 2018, I kind of stopped paying attention to my Amazon business and started focusing on some other things. And despite that, sales stayed pretty steady. I was doing about $30,000, $40,000, $50,000 a month. In fact, my peak month, which was January of 2019, I did about $50,000 in revenue and almost $17,000 in profit. But something happened. Around this time, I completely started ignoring my Amazon business, and I instead started focusing more and more on this YouTube channel, almost completely neglecting my Amazon business. And around that time, a lot of competitors started coming into the space, so my sales declined. And the truth is, if I would have paid attention, if I would have been putting in energy and effort into this business, I could have kept my sales going, but instead I kind of let sales die off. And because I wanted to test, does Amazon FBA still work? Does my method of creating a passion product and selling it on Amazon still work? That's why I decided to launch Performance Nut Butter Cacao and really test it out. And I learned some really valuable things. This last month's sales data includes my original product, which is my original Performance Nut Butter, and isn't just for the cacao sales. So let's break it down and let's just talk about the cacao sales. And in the first month of launching this brand new product, like after the initial launch period where I did put in some work, in the first full month where I was completely letting it run passively, I did about $4,000 revenue, sold about 139 units of the product. And if you look at the product cost, that cost me about $1,000 to sell those units. The Amazon FBA selling fee was about $600. The Amazon FBA pick and pack fee was around $500 or so. Amazon PPC, I spent around $400. And you can look here, the PPC did pay off. I spent about $300 and got about $1,000 in sales with a 35% ACoS, which is good. It's not absolutely amazing, but it was definitely profitable for me. And then there are just the other fees here. So this is like the Amazon selling fee and a few random other things, and just other fees with running a business as well. And my total profit in my first month, completely passive, was $1,100. Now, the important thing to note is as I start getting more reviews, as Amazon sees that I have a legitimate product, this is going to increase over time. And that's not bad, considering by launching this product on Amazon, I have an extra $1,000 a month passive income source. And in total, since the launch of Performance Nut Butter Cacao a little over a month ago, done about $7,000 revenue for that one product, sold 325 units, and a profit of about $2,000. Now, the big question is, how long is it going to take for me to get back my initial $18,000 investment? Now, that $18,000 doesn't even include some of the startup costs, which I did a separate video I'll link up here and down below, talking about all the different startup costs and step-by-step how I actually got my product manufactured. But this $18,000, so far, I've only gotten back about $4,400. And the way I calculated that is I got back the money from the profit, obviously, but also the product cost is also being returned to me. And the reason for that is when I spent the $18,000, that money wasn't lost. That money was then converted into inventory, into boxes. And every time I sell a box, not only do I make the profit, which is around $8, $9 per box, I also get back the money that I paid for the product, and it gets converted into cash. And technically that's not considered profit, because once you buy once I bought the production of $18,000, I didn't lose money. It was just converted from cash into inventory. So every time a unit is sold, I get back the money I put into the inventory, plus on top of that, the quote unquote profit. But still, as of right now, there's about $14,000 less in my bank account. And a big thing not a lot of people tell you about Amazon is for the first few months, it's gonna look like you have less money in your bank account, but technically you are profitable, and it's gonna take a few months until you're cash flow positive and you're actually getting more cash into your bank account, and you're gonna be able to repay that loan that you gave to your business. Now, before I get into the 3 biggest mistakes, the stupid mistakes I made that you can avoid, make sure to smash that subscribe button, because next week I'm actually gonna be coming out with an in-depth breakdown of why my first Amazon FBA product was successful. In fact, this is something I've noticed that every single YouTuber I've watched, the reason that their Amazon product was successful is something they don't talk about. I've analyzed a bunch of different people, including my own success. And next week's video, I'm going to break down exactly why people are successful. But let's get into the biggest mistakes I made, the biggest lessons that I learned. And the first thing was, it was the wrong time to launch this product. I launched this product in the middle of a pandemic. It's an on-the-go keto product. And at this time, nobody's on the go. Everybody's stuck inside, or at least they're not doing the same amount of hiking and traveling and exercise outside as they were before. And on top of that, a lot less people are worried about their dieting, worried about going to the beach and having a nice body. They're not doing as much healthy eating right now. So this is probably the worst time in the history to launch a product like this. And that's a big reason why my sales have been so down. On top of that, another lesson that I learned is just do it. Now, I kept delaying this over and over again, but if I would have launched this product a few months ago, this number would be a lot smaller, because every month I would have been making $1,000 or $2,000 profit. And something to keep in mind is, over time, my sales number is going to increase. Right now, I'm selling on average about 5 units a day. I'm willing to bet in the next few months, it's going to go up to 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 units. It takes time for the Amazon algorithm to recognize you and get you ranked to the top. And finally, my last lesson is, get a proper launch strategy. Learn how to sell on Amazon the right way. A lot of people are doing things that used to work a few years ago, but if you properly launch and you can get 40 reviews without doing anything black hat or anything illegal, you can get ranked pretty high if you use the proper launch strategy and if you know how to actually sell on Amazon right now. And I did a video, I'll link down below, on step-by-step, a complete Amazon tutorial. So click on that video. I'll see you in the next video, and remember to enjoy the journey.